right, good morning. I slept, took a shower, I came back. My aim is like 2.5 to 3 hours this morning. I'm starting just a little bit later than I wanted to, but that's okay. I feel like I can finish out this 24 hours of cross stitch with 24 hours, so. Oh, good morning, whoever is here. I like to greet people by names, but I know it's not always feasible or desirable. The Starlit Stitcher. Hello. Hi, Alyssa. You're shocked you were on. It's the first time for you this weekend, right? Man. I was like, I don't know who's going to be on at this time, but not everybody's on my time zone, that's for certain. So, I still feel like I'm waking up. I've been up for I've been out of bed for an hour officially. I woke up at like 5 and I was like, please no, let's go back to sleep. Which I was able to do. But then at 6:50, I'm like, no, I gotta get up. Okay. I'm wondering if I'm bumping this with my hair. You lurked. That's okay. I'm not ever like offended by people who lurk and don't comment. Like, I've been getting messages, in comments and things about people who are watching this on a replay, which is crazy to me. Or just, watching in a way that they can't comment, or I'm keeping them company while tucking in their kids or whatever it is. It's just not tucking in, but like rocking them to sleep. I'm fine with that. I'm just here giving lots and lots of random thoughts. But hopefully not as random as last night ended, because I have sleep now. Last night I got super weird. I feel like a little bit loopy because I was very tired. Oh, I get that. Yeah. I don't always get notified when people go live. I guess I don't have a lot of people I know who go live, for one thing. And sometimes you're just not in the right time zone. Not a lot of stitchers go live, I don't think. You might see Stitch with me's, but not live like this, so. 4 minutes in and I have 5 stitches. Yep, we're going fast today. Oh, I have seen that. People switching to Twitch. I don't know. Is there an advantage to Twitch over YouTube in terms of like what's available, or maybe the way that you can go live? I don't know. I know Twitch is like, they've been a huge live stream community for ever. I don't really like to ask people to like have to follow me in so many different places. Like, my people are here and on Instagram. That's where you guys are. I don't really want to add another like platform. Oh, my puppy is sitting on, like, she keeps bumping into the table that you guys are on. So I'm sorry if you are looking at the screen and it keeps wiggling. She chose not to eat her breakfast before coming and joining me in this room. So, hey, Pip. Okay, let me let Pip out so that she can go eat her breakfast. Come on. Okay. Yeah, the gaming community is super huge on Twitch. I don't know if Twitch was like first for gamers, or if they're just the ones who found the benefit of Twitch early on. It's more interactive, like than here. I'll have to look into that just to see. Just to see if it's like what the difference is. But like I said, my people are here and on Instagram, and I don't need a presence everywhere, you know? But I can understand there being benefits that would mean being over there or anywhere else. Probably, I haven't really heard of anywhere else. One stitch. Yay, one stitch in that color. There's a lot in this color. I'm still just like settling into being like stitching right now. I see blue sky outside with clouds, so it's looks like it's going to be beautiful. You get channel points for watching live and then can spend. Oh. I see. I know YouTube has like super chat and super stickers. I just got a notification about that. But I don't know what benefits those are for live streaming and like at what point you unlock anything, if anything. Sometimes it takes a lot of time for you to get to unlock things with YouTube. Oh, my hair is wet. I got up and showered. It was needed. Trying to get the computer awake. 0 stitches. The stitches will come. I think my aim on Treasure Hunt Bookshelf is like, oh, I did this math, but it's been 2 days since I did the math. I was trying to do 3 days worth of stitching in 2 days. So 900, if I can get 900 stitches on this in the next 3 hours, that'd be nice. That's a lot. You can subscribe monthly, buy bits that give the streamer money. So if you're trying, yeah, okay, that makes sense because a lot of gamers are like make live streaming part of their, I guess, revenue, cash flow, income, I suppose. So it would make sense that they have a lot of ways for streamers to be able to do that. Sometimes it doesn't always feel like a good fit for like this community, you know? And maybe that's just because, I mean, I say this community, like the stitching community. And maybe that's just because in many ways it feels established, like you make floss tube videos and that's what you do on YouTube. But, and if you're a designer, you sew patterns, but you know, it does take time to make videos. It takes time to, especially if you're putting out any like tutorial kind of content, that takes time. And so sometimes having any little bit like be there, any small amount of money can help you be able to take time, to make the time, I guess. What am I trying to say here? I don't think getting money is the reason why people make floss tube videos. But I don't see why people shouldn't monetize their channels because like you're taking your time to make these videos, to upload them, and in some cases like try to upload several times because you're struggling with like your internet or things like that. Like it takes time to do those things. And YouTube is going to monetize your channel no matter what. So you might as well, as soon as you can, sign up so that you're getting some of that too. That's my opinion on it. And then I see no reason why you can't, like, can you make a living stitching without trying to stitch selling products? Like, there's no way that I would ever sell this project. I don't think anybody could afford it. It would be like $1 million. So, and the people who could afford it, like, I don't know, I guess they can commission a piece and then wait for me to stitch it for 2 years. Because I guess I would for $1 million stitch it monogamously. Yes. And what's nice is that people who watch through premium, like YouTube will still pay out monetization to those channels. So like there's a little bit in my like stats or whatever that kind of breaks down the sources, and there's one that says YouTube Premium. So which is nice because then you're not penalized. Like nobody is losing. Like you don't have to watch the ads, but I still get like the 2 cents for you watching my videos. I don't know, YouTube doesn't pay very much. It's certainly not a way to try to make income. Oh, yeah, see, non-creators, non-crafters, they have no idea how much, yeah, the materials alone You still have to have serious capital if you were going to like buy in bulk at wholesale prices in order to bring those costs down from the retail. And then the time, oh man, I don't want to know how much time is in this supersize. Like when all is said and done, it's essentially 4 years of nearly everyday stitching, anywhere from like mostly 2 hours. Like that is a lot of time. Like that's definitely something. We were machine made things or mass produced artwork. It's definitely decreased the value on, or the market decreased the market for hand made items. However, I'm totally fine hand making items for my own home. There's something like really special about having items in your home that you have made, like whether it's a blanket or the artwork or I don't know, furniture, woodworking, reupholstering. Like we don't have to just paint our furniture. We can do all the other things. Right. Right. The people who would want to pay for those kind of things are, I mean, rich people, I guess. Not like the common person, I should say. But perhaps that's what it's always been. You know, you have like all the royalty of all the historical royalty. They're the ones that got paintings of themselves, which would have taken forever to do. But the common person didn't have the kind of money to commission a painting of themselves. Yes, yes, you'd be stitching things you hated, unless you didn't take commissions. You could just I stitch what I want and I put this up for sale. Like you could do that. Then you could choose, or you could say you could take commission, but say it's a working process to make sure I want to stitch on it and you would also like it. Otherwise, I would not be a good fit for you. I don't know. I don't know that I would ever want to stitch to sell final pieces. Not there's too much. There's too much for me to stitch for myself still. So what I do is I turn on monetization for live streaming and earn $5 over the course of this weekend. And I'll take that $5 and I'll buy a fancy skein of floss. Your item will be ready in 7 years. Yeah, yes. Like hope I don't die then. Before then. Oh yeah. But mad props to people who do stitch to sell because I do know that they're out there. I have my brother-in-law's sister-in-law. She stitches and sells stockings. Like I think from kits. I don't know. I've not really looked into what she does, but he was telling me that, you know, like she sells them for like $300. He's like, somebody would buy a $300 stocking? I'm like, yeah, if you want it cross stitched, you totally would pay $300 to not have to like stitch it yourself, but have it done. And she buys it, or she sells them. She lists them for sale without like the name at the top. But I think that any of her stockings that have that name at the top, I think she'll personalize it before sending it to you. Growing up, oh, here's a favorite childhood memory. I should have thought of this last night. We would make ornaments. They weren't always stitched. Growing up, my mom used to have, I don't know, I remember making paper mache like penguins one year. And one year we made like ribbons. Anyway, we would make an ornament for like all our extended family every year, which was a lot of work because we had a lot of extended family, but it wasn't like cross stitching. I would stitch a project, not something like this, but I would stitch a fairly small project. I think I said fairly small, but I'm still thinking like 150,000 HAED stitches, like for somebody else, since I am doing that. I think I would do it, but they would have to be like very special people. And it's not like, I don't know, do you know the Sarah Bareilles song where she's like, I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you ask for it, 'cause you need one, you see? So that song she wrote for her like publishing company, but about how she's going to write she's going to put out this music that she wants to put out. That's kind of the thing, like, you need to be special to me because I say that you're special, not because you're going to try to tell me that you're special, so I should make you something. That's where that thought was trying to go. Hi, Celia. You're stitching on like a million things, I feel like. Not expecting them for a couple of years. In a couple of years, maybe they'll have forgotten that they were expecting them, so it will be a super big surprise for them. That's the best. You made sure she liked the HAED before buying and getting it. That's good. Yeah, my Josephine wall that I'm stitching, Queen of the Night, that's for a friend. A very, very dear friend. So she loves Josephine Wall, and she knows not to find a puzzle that is the same pattern. I don't think it exists as a puzzle, so she can't do it and put it together and put it up on her wall. It's definitely different. Like, doing something as a hobby is definitely different from doing it like a job. You have to approach it differently. You end up having a different mentality for it and a different kind of fortitude. I love how we're like 450 by 450. That's small. Crazy stitcher bunch. Oh, James, the PH Stitcher is live right now. I just looked. I saw his notification. Let's see. 450 by 453. 200,000. That is smaller. A smaller HAED. I guess I would just prefer to like inspire and empower other people to like create the things instead of me doing the creating for them. My puppy thinks I'm super mean and have shut her out of this room on purpose. I'm gonna go let her back in. Okay, puppy. I don't know if she ate it all while she was not in here, or if she just decided it wasn't worth trying to eat because I wasn't there. A Star Wars collage. I love seeing what people are working on. Always. It helps me. I don't know. It doesn't make me want to start all the things usually. It just, like, I'm happy that they're coming to life. Like that piece of artwork is coming to life. He's only 9, so you have time. It's like a high school graduation present or college. Star Wars, I feel like you never really grow out of it. It's not a thing that you like stop liking once you like it. I think I may have decided on a way to work through my full coverage pieces that well, at least I'm currently happy with it. So we'll see in actual practice if I'm happy with it. But I know that and Lord of the Rings. It's another one. Once you love it forever. I'm in that camp. I was never super into Star Wars or Star Trek. My family was into Star Trek, and my dad they liked Star Wars, but it was more Star Trek. And Lord of the Rings was like the thing that I loved. Which is why I have this vision of a Lord of the Rings wall. My wall of cross stitch. And I need to get some of my projects finished so I can really focus on it. I would love that so much. Are you looking for cats? Pip? Are you looking for a kitty cat? He's like, I don't know. It's eggnog season, guys. I didn't used to like eggnog, but I really like using it as a creamer. So once eggnog season hits, I pretty much keep it in my fridge all the time. I tried making eggnog once. Last year, I think. It might have been 2 years now, but it was okay. It tasted, however, like rice pudding in drink form. So it wasn't quite what we wanted. But it was fun to try. That's basically, yeah. I don't drink coffee, but it's basically what I do. I put it in what I do drink in the morning, and it's yummy. You tried to do homemade mac and cheese so many times. The trick with homemade mac and cheese is the cheese. Because you have to have a melty cheese or like several melty cheeses. If you don't have the right kind, then it doesn't work very well. Lord of the Rings wall. Oh, I can show you now. I've got it right here. Okay. So this. This one I have started. This is Frodo and Galadriel. And that's the Ranger. And the light in the darkness, a light in the dark. These three are by Matt Stewart, Heaven and Earth Designs. And I think this one's the smallest and this is next smallest. That's visually what it looks like anyway. This is the map that Tilton Crafts sold once upon a time. This one I'm planning to stitch on 40 count because it has a higher stitch count than my treasure hunt bookshelf. Not by much. It's like this is low 700,000 and this is high 700,000. But I don't want it to overwhelm the rest of the pattern, so I'm going to do it on 40 count. And this is by Golden Kite. Oh, do I have the paper right here? It's called A Home in the Mountain or something like that. Home in the Mountains. And they do like blended threads. So I basically want all of these started, but I know I can't give the time and attention to them that I want to do. So, but those are the ones that I have. And then I will probably do smaller Lord of the Rings ones as well. Like not full coverage ones, but smaller ones. Because there's locations and people that aren't represented here that I want to have represented. I know. Have you Lady Stitch a Lot is her Instagram. She has Home in the Mountain started. It looks amazing. I've not ever done blended threads on that large of a project though, so it'll be exciting. But it is gorgeous. And the blended threads allow full coverage to be smaller, but with a lot of detail. So it's a trade-off. I just let you in, Pip. Why do you want to go back out? Pip is actually named for Pippin, the Hobbit. And my other dog, her name's Elisar, which is one of Aragorn's names. It's his, like, elf name, I think. So. With Pip, I was considering Pip or Ro. Pippin or Rohan. Or Rowan. Like, there was a lot of good. But Ro ultimately didn't fit. Pip did. So she became Pip. However, she's not super food motivated. She is, she likes to guard food. Like, just protect it. She's not, like, mean or anything about it. It's just, like, her job. I don't know. And she doesn't like to eat while we're traveling. And so she'll try to eat, like, rocks and inedible things instead of her food. She'll eat dry pasta instead of her food. She's weird. You don't like 2 strands on full coverage? Yes, I'm comfortable, obviously. This is 2-strand tent stitch. And I do that a lot. If I were to do 2 strands full cross, I'd have to go to a, bigger count, and I wouldn't want to do that. Good morning, Rainy. How's your shoulder today? One over one on 25 count. 4 over 1 on 11 count. 2 over 1 on 18 count. I do like 18 count is I've not ever done a full coverage on it, but I do like that for a 2 over 1 full coverage or full cross. It's a little tight. Hopefully the Tylenol works quickly. Oh. Yeah, well, and you also save a lot of thread by being able to use 1 thread instead of 2. I like 28 count, but I'm also comfortable with higher counts too. So I'm really excited to do the 40 cross or the 40 count tent stitch. Like it's gonna look so cool. The tiny stitches. 11 count. Yeah, 11 count. 11 count and 14 count are all the ones in kits. I think that I have a gold dimensions, a dimensions gold collection kit. I think they use 16 count. It could be 18, but I think it's 16 because their half crosses use all the different threads, like 2, 3, 4, 5 threads. Let's see. I can look it up. It's on 16 count. Yeah. Well, this is what tent stitch looks like on 28 count. I personally found full cross on 28 count to not like to be too much for 2 threads. But 1 thread I think would look good. So then I think it would depend on your preference on one thread or 2 threads. I'm not a big fan of 25 count 2 threads tent stitch. It's not enough coverage for me, but I'm okay with the projects that are on that kind of count right now. I'm okay with it, but I wouldn't do any more. I just love how many options we have and how we can do different things and fit like our different kind of stitching styles. Yes, I like 1/1 full cross too. I just like the speed of tent stitching. And I'm so used to it on my full coverage that it's hard to switch. Oh, I have heard that about CXC, Celia, that it is thicker. And I could see that fluffing it up just enough to like be perfect for 25 count. Hi, Frida. I hope you slept well. I have not tried CXC threads yet. Good. I'm glad you slept well. It got late last night. It got late, but the 24 hours, they're getting done. I basically need just under 5 hours today, and I'll get the 24 hours. And I've only stitched on 3 projects, so. No, I stitched on 4 projects because I stitched on Bubble Bubble Chocolate Trouble. You have 5 stitches in, yay! But now you're all set up so it can be smooth sailing. Unless you want to be chatty, and then it makes it harder to put in those stitches. The middle block of Autumn Love. How many blocks does that one have? Like, I can't remember. Is it a like a 3 or like a 9? I saw your picture yesterday, but I was late. And I really should have been like falling asleep. Five on top, 3 on the sides, and 3 on the bottom. Okay. There's a lot of birds in the tree right outside my window. And so my puppy's head is like going back and forth, watching all of them. One on each side, and the bottom are bigger than the other blocks. Oh, yes, the costs make a big, huge difference. I totally get that, Celia. Like, CXC is so cheaper than DMC for me. It's just that it's not as established for me yet. Like, because I don't have like a place to buy it, because I haven't ever done it yet. I get hung up on that, things like that really often. I don't like to go to a variety of grocery stores. I like to go to one grocery store because I know the layout of it. I like to buy from as few stores as possible, just because like I've already set up an account there, or I already know them. Doing new things is hard for me sometimes. Right, like so many of the like getting DMC outside the states is not always great. Which seems sad for such an established and large company. Like, they're not even hand-dyed threads or anything. We don't have those costs. Okay. Did all of those. I did those ones. I did these ones. Oh, I'm super sorry, Miss Pip. I need you to stop hitting them, okay? All right. Oh, I need to actually finish this thread. And then I think because I already have DMC, I know that there are some like CXC colors that aren't exact matches. And so I would want to like either fully use CXC or fully use DMC on a project. I wouldn't want to like switch back and forth. That probably doesn't matter though. Right. Like I would figure out like I think I would ask people like where do you buy your CXC threads? Like give me the crash course and I will do it. Although I suppose if you have a budget in which you don't need CXC threads, but then you use those threads, you can buy more fabric and patterns. Like it stretches your budget more. So I can see that. Right. Like they're not like crazy difference. I think it's just like small dye changes rather than like massively different. It's not like purple instead of green. $21 HAED. See, I said I thought that you had. I feel like every time you post, I'm like, wait, she's doing another one. how many HAEDs do you have? Man, you've got 21 on the go. 8 more. Like my mind is just kind of blowing right now. Like that's more than I have in total projects right now. I have 28 projects, period. And I think only 7 of them are full coverage. They're not all HAEDs, but I think 7 full coverage. Oh my gosh. I'm still like 29 by the end of next year, unless you finish some. Do you have any that are like finishable in the next year, or are you going to end next year with 29 HAEDs? Finishes the language spoken. And, you know that's I respect that. I respect that. Oh man, that was great. Hi, Aimee. Right. I think doing full coverage is where you really like there's no color substituting in full coverage. And so having a full set can make a big difference in what you're able to do. You do wonder if you'll ever use some of the colors. You never know. I have a full set, but I couldn't tell you if I've touched every color or not. I usually just stitch what the chart tells me to. Well, for full coverage, and even on non-full coverage, I don't do substitutes a whole lot. But I also don't often stitch anything else. I really do have like people who like just what do we call it? Process stitchers. Like you just really love stitching and you stitch on all the different things, and there is like zero need to have any of them finished. I like that. Like it's different from me, and I like that. I like that it's not the same. I think because it reminds me that the process is great, and that it's okay to have something going that maybe won't ever be finished. That's okay. You're not in denial about that. I like to use wish lists as that way to like have a big collection without actually owning the collection. But I do know that charts like retire, and so there is that. Or like the current limited edition is the first limited edition I've been really, really tempted by. I guess I have a month to decide if I want to buy it or not. It doesn't matter if it's finished, makes me so anxious. See, when people are like, it doesn't matter if it's finished, I'm like, so can I finish it for you? Can I put in some stitches and help it get closer for you? Like, is that a thing? But I'm busy stitching my own thing, so there's that. I would totally still put in stitches for somebody else. Like retreat stitching. Like did somebody bring a project that they really just need to get over a hump on? I'll help you. I'm very visionary. So when I'm stitching on something, I envision it done, and I envision it like, where might it be displayed? Like under the sea, it's gonna go in a bathroom. It's always like that's always been its vision. My Lord of the Rings wall, I actually have no idea. Well, no, I have a wall in my bedroom that it would fit on. It's a weird place for a wall, but like by the time it's finished, I probably won't live in this house. So but I still have this vision of it being done and all together. Adopt a whip. Oh, see? I like that. I would totally do that. Like, it would give you some variety in your stitching. Like, you could test out a designer or something by stitching on somebody else's project. I love the variety that we have in here. I was talking with Alara once about this, and she's like, it doesn't, most of the time, it doesn't bother her that she has like a million started projects. Sometimes she'll get on a, like, this project's really old and it needs work, it needs done. But it doesn't bother her that she just has them. Like, that's perfect. Like, you know what you like and what works for you, and I know what I like and works for me, and I love it. Stitching is so personalized. Even down to like which way you make your crosses. Oh, it's fun to have so much stitching talk this morning. I was in the shower and thinking that most of the time on these lives I've talked about like super random things, completely unrelated to stitching, except for when I was muttering about Under the Sea. And I don't mind that I've been talking about all other things. And it doesn't seem like anybody else has minded either, so we're safe to keep going. Pip, I need you to settle down. I think she wants me to like go down and sit with her while she eats her breakfast, or while she doesn't eat her breakfast, rather. Like, can I guard her while she's guarding her food? All right, Aimee. Enjoy walking the puppy. Where am I going? Where are you going? Can you take me with you? For my hand is cold and needs warmth. Where are you going? All right, we're apparently still random because that. Anyway. Far beyond where the horizon lies, where the horizon lies and the land sinks into mellow blue. Please take me with you. Aw, thank you, Peroska. I'm not sitting in the best way to breathe, but that's okay. I'm basically just singing whatever randomly comes to mind because of what somebody says or what I say. That's how all of these songs are just popping out. Growing up, it was movie quotes. My family always quoted movies. Oh, thank you. Hey, Josh is up. Do you want to go say hi to Josh? I'm going to go let my puppy out now that my brother is awake. Come on. All right. Now I'll see if she can be happy that somebody can keep her company. I'm her favorite human, though, so it might not work. I shall call the pebble dare. We will walk together. By walking, dare shall be carried, and when we both have had enough, I will take him from my shoes, singing, meet your new road. Then I'll take your hand, finally glad that you are here by my side. There, I finished another diagonal. It's fun because you can kind of see how that diagonal runs, even though I stitch like cross country. And then just pick the colors from the diagonal. Good morning, Alara. Well, I don't mind people who are here just for companionship while they're lurking. Totally fine. The space can be whatever you need it to be. Well, maybe not whatever you need it to be, but like if you want like super high energy or something like that, this may not be the place for you. But if you just need super chill, like companionship with whatever comes out of my mouth, we can do that. How did you sleep, Alara? Did you sleep solidly all night long? All night long. All night long. Like the dead. Better than like the undead, because they don't sleep. You know, people always say, like, I slept like a baby. Like, babies don't sleep. Have they ever had a baby? Or maybe it's men who say that. Men who say, like, I slept like a baby. You slept through the baby waking up. I've never. Yes, I don't understand why people think. I mean, you mean like, did I sleep like a swaddled baby who's like exhausted and just like 2 hours? I slept for 2 hours? That kind of sleeping like a baby? Okay, so there's like 20 of you on right now. So, oh, only 19. Oh, 20 again. That number just changed. I was just going to say 20 people. I'll tell this since I'm working on this edge of the pattern. So, the software that Michelle uses for charting heaven and earth signs, to make it supersized, like she can only go up to 999 on the widest side of the pattern, right? So this widthwise is 999 stitches wide, according to the pattern. And when I was doing the first shelf, and I was doing it extreme cross country, I would do a color across the entire chart. Well, I forgot that the whole thing was 999, and so when I got to this far side, the right side of the pattern, I didn't count from left to right within a block. I went straight to like the edge of the block, forgetting that that last block is only 9 stitches wide instead of 10. By the time I had figured it out, I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 colors in and had several along the right edge. And I decided I didn't want to like pick it out and restitch those colors. So my pattern, or my piece, is actually 1,000 stitches wide, and I just double up the last one. It's literally the same all the way down on the last 2. And you can't tell on the first shelf when you look at it. It's not like, oh, it's weirdly elongated, because it's only 1 extra stitch. You can't tell. But there's like fudge all the way down. It's not really fudging. I'm just adding a row. I just have to remember that I'm adding a row. I've never shared that before, so the 18 people that are on right now, you're the first to know. That's what I do. Nobody can tell. See, you can't. Nobody can tell. Nobody's gonna know. On not even on a pattern like this, which has a lot of detail. What color am I looking for? 580. Beloved has like a line across the top. Hi, Lara. You lost a column somehow. Yeah. See, when all is said and done, like unless you tell people, they're not gonna know. Megra. Is that how I say it? Megra? Meg, or is it just Meg? and Megara is like a nickname. Or I'd be like, Megara, like in Hercules. I could sing that song because that's what came to mind. I've noticed on I can't remember who it was. Somebody was talking about Randall Spangler, I think. One of the charts. Oh, I know who it was. It was Jemima, the Rocking Stitcher. When she was doing So Many Books, So Little Time, she was talking about how like the very, very top row was like this brown line all the way across. And it was just because the original artwork has a border around it. And they cropped out that border to be charted. But they missed like that top line of pixels. And so she just left it out. It's Megan. Megara is a nickname. Well, there you go. I nailed it then by saying we could sing your song. Your song. I just made it your song. It's hard to sing her song though without having your backup singers. Like it's hard to sing both parts at the same time. Could have used the past in QC. Yeah, I just wonder if there's like how many other charts maybe has something like that has happened to it. In my case, I'm just adding a row. I could just say I wanted this project to be a legitimate 1,000 stitches wide, but that would be a lie. That's not how it came about. Try to keep it hidden. Well, now that song is stuck in my head. Oh no, no chance, no way, I won't say it, no, no. You swoon, you sigh, why deny it, uh-oh. Here it's too cliche. I won't say I'm in love. You're way off base, I won't say it. Get off my case, I won't say it. I know. All the parts, all at the same time. Without having to do like make a video and post edit it to put all the parts together, because that's work. I've never done that before. No chance, no way, I won't say it. Oh, at least out loud, I won't say I'm in love. Okay. I don't even know how many shades of green are in this section, but it's a lot. Green and brown. Apparently we're going to put some green underneath the candlestick. Wait, I wonder if the other one had. Yes. The other candle has like a candle holder, and I bet you that's what this green is. It's not so easy to show you the other candlestick because it's on the far left side of this project. Oh, but this is dark green. It's in the shadow? I don't know. I'm totally just guessing what I'm stitching right now. Like that is really dark for what else is around there. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You make me feel like 11. So growing up, whenever we, so I'm the third out of 7 kids. My parents met in a marching band, so music has always like been a thing in my family. So we would go places like going to church or something, and we would just be singing the whole time. We would take turns picking what song we would sing. And some songs that have like parts to it, like a musical kind of parts, not like harmony parts. We all just kind of settled into favorite sections. Like Newsies was a big one that we sang, the musical. And you know, some people had favorite Newsies and they wanted to sing that part, and it was fun because there was 7 of us, so we did that. What was less fun was at the point when my mom decided that for like talent shows, like at family reunions or whatever, that we had to do some kind of a skit, like a musical kind of a skit. They were fun, but as you got older, you had to kind of still be okay with it. Where was I going with this? We would sing different parts. Oh yeah, so it like in Newsies, there's the song in the beginning where all the Newsies are getting ready for the day, and they go out and I'm trying to think of how that song starts. It's carrying the banner, right? And then you have the part with the nuns. Hi, James. I saw that you were live, but I was already live, so I couldn't join you. So in in that song, the newsies all go out and they go and the nuns are out there with food to pass them. And so I had some siblings who were the nuns, like whatever they sing. What do they sing? Why can't I think of this right now? It's probably because I'm not at the beginning of the song, so I can't think of what they sing. But their last line is, "You shall be saved." And then you've got the mom that comes through the crowd. "Patrick, darling." Somehow that became my part, and I don't even know why. But I think it's because most of my siblings wanted to sing like the Newsies parts. "Just give me half a cup, something to wake me up." Yeah, we all had parts to that. Good times. And on vacations, we would rotate who picked what CD we listened to. And we had a rule all the time that you couldn't listen to the same CD or the same song over and over and over and over again. Because I have a couple siblings. I have one in particular who would obsess with somebody and want to play it over and over again. And so the rule was within one day, you could only listen to it once. So the Billy Joel CD could only be listened one time a day. Chicago was another one that he got obsessed with. Only one time a day. But when you have 7 kids, that's how you prevent arguments, I guess. Is we all just got to take turns. We also had days for who got to sit in the front seat. And if you couldn't sit in the front seat because there was 2 adults, then you got to pick which of the back seats you sat in. My day was Wednesday. So whenever we went somewhere on Wednesdays, I got to sit in the front. You're the one who gets obsessed. To this day, I can't listen over and over to something. I can for learning purposes, like if I'm, which is probably the musician in me, I can do that. Otherwise, I need variety of my known music. We also had rules like no singing at the meal table, because we would. Eventually, my mom had to put in a rule of original conversation over only, because we would have entire conversations in movie quotes. We wouldn't be quoting a movie conversation. We would be having an original conversation using movie quotes. If you're learning song and lyrics, you play it over and over again. See, and I'm okay in a learning setting because I do that on the piano all the time. You practice sections over and over again. The last time I played a song over and over again, it was I almost said Eric Clapton. It's Eric Whitacre, an Eric Whitacre song that is amazing and it had a message that I really needed right then. And I was cleaning when it came on, and I just kept cleaning, bawling my eyes out while listening to this. I listened to that song on repeat. It was like 5 or 6 times, and that song is like 5 to 6 minutes. It was so you listen. I got a lot of cleaning done while I was doing that. Yeah. Girl, we would. We're out of practice now, but that's only because we don't live with each other anymore, except my brother lives with me, my youngest brother. However, if we're watching a movie that we've already seen before, we will sing the songs and quote the quotes the whole time and not apologize to the people that we're watching said movie with. Which is problematic on some movies that we've seen over and over again, like The Muppets Christmas Carol. I'm pretty certain that we could just quote that whole movie without the movie playing. My youngest brother, the one who lives with me, when he was little, and because he was the baby, he got so many privileges. Like he didn't sleep at night for years. Well, he slept very poorly at night, and so my older sisters and we would take turns like not sleeping in the night with him. And Muppets Christmas Carol was one of those movies that we would turn on at night. We would fall asleep. He would eventually fall asleep, but we watched that thing a lot. Muppets Christmas Carol and Pirates of Penzance and Riverdance, both versions, because there's 2 different versions of Riverdance that's filmed. One with Michael Flatley as lead male, and one with Colin Dunn as lead male. If you know Riverdance, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't know Riverdance, tell me and I will tell you about it. You saw it live. Oh, that would be amazing. Seriously amazing. I'm actually totally okay that it's like Michael Flatley is an amazing dancer, but he's got an attitude, which is unfortunate. I liked when they refilmed with Colin Dunn instead. I like that show. Some of the ways that they changed it up are really nice. Very like a little bit more varied in their ethnicity, and the storyline is fantastic, and the acapella song that has all the males in it, that's so well done and doesn't include Colin Dunn at all. Allow somebody else to be the lead in that song. Yeah, he did. I feel like it really showed out Michael Flatley's attitude, really came out when he did the other What was his other show called? I watched that one too, but not as much because I didn't like it as much. I own the Colin Dunn version. His other Lord of the Dance. I was like, Lord of the Flies? That's a book. It's definitely not Lord of the Flies. And then I was like, Lord of the Fairies? No, Lord of the Dance. Yes. You guys are right. Oh, man. I was like, that's pretty, but Michael Flatley kind of ruins it because it was all about him. I'm 300 stitches in, and it's been an hour and a half. I'm not, at this rate, I'm not hitting my goal in 3 hours, which is fine. Maybe this is the only thing I stitch on today. We'll see. Okay, so is anybody else tracking hours for 24 hours of cross stitch? And if so, where are you at with it? This was one weekend where I gave myself permission to not hit 24 hours if I really couldn't do it, but I really wanted to try. So I stitched until like 10:30 last night, and it was weird. Like, I was weird. And yet when I logged off, there were still like 9 people watching me. Like, props to those 9 people. There's a lot of this color going on here. Today, oh no, what are you're at 18 hours. But cutting it close, it's 3:30. Oh, that is why, Celia, if you can stitch 10 to 12 hours regularly, that's why you have 21 HAEDs on the go with 8 more planned next year. This all makes sense now. It's really just the weekends that I tend to have like longer stitching time. Weekend for me meaning Friday and Saturday. Sundays are busy. I've got like church choir and church and then like in the evenings I've got chorale practice. I really hope my brain does okay in chorale practice because yeah. Sometimes playing the piano for them is definitely a challenge, but I love it. It makes me stretch myself. It of makes me practice techniques that I wouldn't otherwise. Yeah, you always make tons of progress, James, on the weekends. The weekends are like, I usually stitch more and I will clean my house. Except for this weekend, I did no cleaning. Just so I could get my 24 hours in. I think I've met all the goals that I really wanted to hit over the weekend too, though. Like that under the sea was a massive thing. I don't even know how many of the hours went into that. It was definitely something like 11 or 12 hours. Like half of this weekend went towards that. And all I want to do is fly. And all I want to do is fly. Okay. There's like 2 stitches way over here, but then most of them are over here. Let's go get those 2 stitches. Okay. So, I need a new random topic. Because I don't have any on top of my brain right now. How long is my string? Where? Let's see. Oh, it's 9:30. I have like another hour-ish. What am I looking at? Oh, those questions. I'm in the 60s on these questions. What's your favorite movie? I answered this question as part of the needleworker tag. I think I said Lord of the Rings is a favorite, but I don't know if I could say it's like the favorite, but it's one I really enjoy. I have a hard time with favorites. My family, my Chinese side, growing up when we had family reunions for like 3 reunions in a row, they put together this like family reunion book and everybody put together like a little bio. The first one I would have been maybe 5 years old at the time. And I think my mom asked me questions like, well, what's this? And then wrote down whatever it was I said. And so one of the things was, my favorite color is red and green and yellow and blue and purple. Like, I just kept naming colors. And I don't think that's changed at all. Except now I think it depends on the situation. Like, are we talking about paint colors on my wall, or colors I like to wear, or colors I like to look at? Purple actually isn't my favorite. Like, I have purple hair. Well, it's very faded right now. I have a hair appointment coming up, but in 2 days. It looks like this right now. Oh, that's looking very, very blue. It still does look a little purple, but that's just looking blue, which is fine. At least it's not green. Green looks bad on me. And I like purple as my hair color, but it's not like a universal purple is my favorite color. How did I go from movies to colors? Favorites, that's why. I like to wear like jewel toned saturated colors. I prefer silver over gold. I prefer gray over brown. Yep, that's about accurate. Okay. Do we have any children sitting around out there? This next question, if you have young children around and they can hear me. Okay. The question is, how old were you when you learned Santa wasn't real? How did you find out? I can't actually ever remember having a belief in Santa. My parents, they didn't really do that. Like we had stockings, but that's what they were called, were stockings. They weren't like, oh, Santa's gonna come, or there were no like gifts from Santa. It wasn't like that. So they never outright said there is no Santa. It was just that they never said, here's all the things that Santa did for you or gave to you, or he's looking out, whatever it is that people say about Santa. My parents didn't do that. Same thing with the Easter Bunny, actually. We didn't even have Easter baskets. We had spring baskets, and they came on the first day of spring. Instead of, hey, look, you can see the candle holder. It looks way better through the camera than in person. That's cool. I recognized your mother's writing on the label. Yeah, my parents just always had, like, the presents were from my parents or from other family members. Like, they never came from, yeah. So I don't think any of us were like, oh, Santa came, because my parents just never used that kind of language. Devastated when you found out the Easter Bunny. I do think that we had the Easter Bunny a few years until my mom decided she didn't really like that. She wanted to keep Easter with the Easter intent, and so we had spring baskets. The Tooth Fairy, that one, they did say, my parents did say the Tooth Fairy. But I think we always knew that it was my mom. I don't think we ever thought that there was actually a Tooth Fairy. We just still said the Tooth Fairy. We usually got stickers, like a sheet of stickers, like you believed it got pranked. your parents pranked you. Stockings and Santa. Yeah. Oh, that I love hearing about the customs from other places. Yule lads, trolls type guys who come down from the mountains one by one 13 days before Christmas. Is it like each day? So like each day leading up to Christmas? Candy versus a potato. You got a lot of potatoes. Okay, well, what's cool is that actually, I think in America, there is kind of like, you're going to get coal in your stocking, but like, what parent actually gave their kid coal in their stocking, you know? And so that's fun that it actually, right, like it was actually reinforced for you that you weren't going to get candy regardless of your behavior. Color 301. Tooth Fairy. So yes, we got stickers from the Tooth Fairy. And when I don't actually think that any of my other siblings my baby teeth never wanted to fall out on their own. Well, that's not true. Several didn't want to fall out on their own, but I had adult teeth coming in and not pushing baby teeth out, so I had to get teeth pulled. And oftentimes it was double, like two at once. And whenever that happened, I think I got something, not just stickers. I always got a milkshake. But I think I got something extra from the Tooth Fairy. I just can't think of what it is right now. You have Nicholas and Krampus at the beginning of December. Krampus brings lumps of coal if you're bad. Never got any coal, but was really scared of him as a kid. I like the traditions that are like leading up to Christmas. I don't know if any cultures do this, but I know in the Catholic Church, they do the 12 days of Christmas, like starting with Christmas and going until, what is it called? That the Feast of the Wise Men Day. I can't remember what that's called. Because they do Advent before and then the 12 days after, something like that. And then you have places like the Philippines that are decorated for Christmas and have been listening to Christmas music since the beginning of September. I really want to visit different places, like countries, towns in the Christmas season. I think that would be so neat. Epiphany. Yes, thank you. Yes. It's just odd to me, I guess because I didn't grow up with it, that my Christmas tree is always still up in January. I try to make it come down by my birthday, which is the end of February. But my tree is usually up that whole time. But it's not really there's not really a celebration that I maintain during that time. And I don't know if New Year's is as big in other places as it is in the US. But usually after Christmas, people have moved on and are ready for New Year's, and then they don't maintain Christmas. Like 9. Oh wow, that's a lot. 4 a.m. is so early. I feel like most people do it at 5 here. I say most. I don't know that there's a lot of. I guess the people that I know who are Catholics, it's like 5 a.m. Or they do midnight mass, like Christmas Eve midnight mass. No, that's awesome. Like I love about that and how it would be to do something like the tree goes up on Christmas Eve and everything. Every time I read The Nutcracker by E.T.A. Hoffman, because that's what happens in that book is they put the tree goes up Christmas Eve, all the presents go there, and it's a very different way to approach it, and I love thinking about how different it is. And like the different kind of decor that they use. I mean, I know this was back in the day before electric lights and things like that, but they had a way to put candles on their trees, and like they put little baskets of candied nuts and stuff like that. And you can do that when you decorate on Christmas Eve rather than, the day after Thanksgiving or whatever. I have 2 brothers, and one is a December 8th baby and the other is January 8th. So our Christmas tree growing up always went up on December 9th, the day after a birthday, and came down on January 7th, the day before Nick's birthday. It was very regular. You still have real candles on your tree. Okay. Well, I need to learn how to how do you attach them? Like, what do candle holders look like? I don't know. Americans don't do things like this. So whenever I encounter it, I always have all of these questions on how it actually happens. Like they don't sell, I don't know. Hi, Allie. Good morning. We are talking like Christmas traditions. The holders come with clamps at the bottom, so they can clamp onto your branch, stay like upright. I love that. I highly doubt that the states sell it. But we could totally go with an international market. I do like, the lights that go on my tree are a warm white light. I don't like colored lights. I don't like blinking lights very much. I like soft and gentle. Nothing jarring. But it would be so fun for like on Christmas Day to have like real candles. I say that, but it's not like I have many children and people to celebrate with. I would just be creating the magic mostly for me, I guess. But I do love the magic of Christmas. I love that feeling. It feels like a time that everybody like comes together. No matter what you're celebrating at that time of year. Happy holidays. May the merry bells keep ringing. May your every wish come true. Christmas movies that we would watch every year were like White Christmas. Sometimes Holiday Inn, not all the time. My cats significantly, like, they liked my real tree, but they kind of ignore my artificial tree. They're the reasons why I got an artificial tree. They do like sleeping under the tree, but they don't mess with the actual tree. But my cats are kind of old now. They're 14. My dogs are more trouble than my cats about my tree. The dogs like the bells. So when they're playing and they run into the tree and then the bells ring, they are like, "Oh, is it a toy?" No, they're not toys. Welcome back from your shower. I think when I first got my cats and I had a real tree for a couple years after that point, it was that they wanted to drink the water. They didn't really bother the tree itself. They just wanted the water. But they leave the artificial tree alone. And I can use essential oils with a pine scent if I want the smell of a real tree. I know that this section right here is going to feel like confetti, but it's going to look good when it's done. That's what the candle on the left side of the page, I was like, I have no idea what I'm stitching right now. And then I pulled back. I'm like, oh, it's a candle holder. Actually, it was when I took a picture for Instagram. That's when I finally was like, I understood what it was that I had been stitching. That happens a lot. Where's my scissors? Oh, here it is. I'm so excited to finish this shelf, everybody. It's so close. I have like 9 days to get this finished, this shelf. I think maybe that's another reason why I like Christmas is because most cultures celebrate it in some way. And that's not necessarily true for the other holidays. Like, you've got American Thanksgiving, which is at a different time from any other place that has Thanksgiving. You've got like 4th of July is very specific to the US. Like a lot of the holidays that are here in the US are very US specific. And so Christmas is one that can go across boundaries like that. Takes those boundaries and like does away with them for a season, and I like that. I think we always put up too many boundaries, whether we realize it or not. We try to, like, we put people in boxes and leave them there. $38.29. $38.29. Good morning, Suzanne. Welcome back to day 3. This is definitely my favorite. I suppose it's probably like the most impressive piece I work on, so. can't wait for all of this to get filled in to see the actual like pattern that's coming out. It's trying. It's trying to come out. Oh, see, were any of you with me last night when we were talking about backs? And like there's a lot of color going on in here, but it looks so cool. Look at that one. I do try not to carry threads a whole lot. So yeah, somebody said it looked like a rug. Their backs, or like birds nested in it. Let's see here. This color. I don't want to bring it down there. String art, yep. Just close because this string art can get really like far. And I do try not to carry threads far. I kind of have a limit. Yeah, I can imagine that any other Aimee Stewart bookshelf is going to look like very similar, especially supersize max color. I love how many people are stitching supersizes now. It's so fun. It's just another, it's like any other project except, I mean, yes, it's huge, but it's just one cross at a time. Hi, Bex. It's afternoon for you, so it's not, I won't say good morning, but hi. We're on day 3. Let's see. Next question, is your glass half full or half empty? I don't know. I think naturally it's half full. But in my darker moments, it's half empty. Although literally right now, it's all the way full because I'm not drinking enough right now. But there, I just drank more. So she's having a nap. She's sleeping with her giant tortoise cuddly. I still have Megara's song in my head. Same time. Wait. If you put it, I think you just broke my brain. I don't I'm I can't do this today, Lara. I can't. I can't. Obviously, I can't do that. I'm live streaming. I need the 5-year-old explanation. If there's a price for rotten judgment, I guess I've already done that. No man is worth the aggravation. And that's ancient history. Been there, done that. Maybe I need to sing the ending of the song and then it will be out of my head. No, wait, I did the ending already. I'm pretty sure I did the ending. Because she says, at least out loud. I won't say I'm in love. Shoo-doo, shooby-doo. Ah. There we go. Welcome. My foot hurts really bad. Ouch. See, I did do the ending, but I didn't do the backup singer ending, like the muse's ending. So maybe that's why I did it. She took the tortoise to the shops. That's funny. That's so cute. She loves it. Oh, I didn't mark all of these. Did I stitch all of these? Did I stitch any of them? What did I stitch? I didn't do this yet. I'm about to do it. I'm trying to mark off a color that I haven't done yet. Okay. But my foot stopped cramping. I really like this pink, which 100% does not look like what is showing. It's 915. It's like the pink equivalent of 550 for me. You though. Oh. More candle holder. What's the craziest thing you've done in the name of love? In the name of love. One night in the name of love. You crazy fool. I won't give in to you. Don't leave me this way. I can't survive without your sweet love. Oh, baby, don't leave me this way. You think that people would have had enough of silly love songs? I look around me and I say it isn't so, right? Can we skip to the part where they do? Love lifts us up where we belong, where eagles fly over mountainside. Mountains high, whatever. Love makes us out like we are fools. Throw our lives away for one happy day. We could be heroes just for one day. You will be mean. No, I won't. And I'll drink all the time. We should be lovers. We can't do that. We should be lovers, and that's a fact. No, nothing can keep us together. We should steal time just for one day. We can be heroes forever and ever. But now we're approaching the part where she goes, where you get like the random guy who comes in. Be heroes forever and ever. Just because I will always love, and they sing at the same time. I can't help loving how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. La da da da. La da da. I don't speak French. I can't do his part. Lovers. I know his last word. I know my movie is very good. I know songs. I know songs. I also have no way to answer that question. I think I actually started with one song, morphed into that song. So I totally did, because I started with In the Name of Love, and that is definitely like a radio song, like an older song. But by the time I sang One Night in the Name of Love, I got Moulin Rouge. Obviously, I knew that song better. You know the song Perfect by Ed Sheeran? There's a version of that song sung by Nathan Pacheco, I think, and David Archuleta. And Nathan, he does Italian stuff, and so it's that song in English and Italian, and it's really cool. I found a love for me, darling, just dive in and follow my lead. Except I don't sing Italian, so I can't sing that version at all. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. I should have started in a different key. I never knew you were the 'cause someone's waiting for me. We were just kids. Yep, because that's when it gets higher than I want to sing right now. Oh, I have 499 stitches. Should I stop right there? I'm just kidding. Angie's not even on. Let's see. What 3 items would you take with you on a deserted island? Okay, this question is up for interpretation. I would take all my stitching stuff, all of my library, like my personal home library, and a blanket. At least one. Maybe all my blankets, since I'm being generous with my categories here. All the stories about dessert have food sources on them, so. And you know, who needs to work for their survival on a deserted island? Of course, we're going to take leisure activities. It's a very realistic question that I'm answering. Because if I'm on a deserted island, like, it's probably not by choice. So I'm just going to, like, have what I have. Let's see. My hands are cold. That's what happens when the weather starts getting cold, is my hands and my feet kind of stay in this permanent coldness. What was your favorite subject in school? I was homeschooled, and I didn't really think about school in terms of subjects. We were always big readers, so is reading a school subject? Not stopping ever. Because there's, you know, a lot of gaps in my knowledge of I don't know, everything. Here's something I learned recently. So I was okay, so I work through the same math curriculum that my daughter does. I'm just a couple books ahead of her. And there was this one chapter. It was talking about long division. Well, it was division, and it's introduced division like a while ago. But it named it this time. It said, this is long division. And then it went through this whole like conversation with yourself, you and like, I don't need to explain it, but it was basically like, if there's a long division, does that mean that there's short division? And I was like, I've had that same question, but I've never actually looked it up or anything. And the answer is yes. And he explained, this is what short division is, and this is the cases in which you use it, or the one case in which you use it, and this is how you do it. I was like, yay! I've had that question for a long time. I mean, it's not like an active question. It's just like a question there. Sometimes that I never have looked up or come across the answer to until then. I'm 35 years old, and now I know what short division is and how to do it. And I'm okay saying that. All right, what time is it? I should pay attention to this. It is 10:18 for me. I have to leave at 11, and I need to eat something before I leave. So somewhere in the next 12 minutes, I should log off, and I will be gone for several hours, but then I will be back from 2:30 and 4:30 Eastern time. And that will finish out my 24 hours of cross stitch, everybody. I will probably work on this bookshelf again, because I haven't even met my 1-day goal, let alone 1.5. And since I only have 9 days in which to finish this, you really don't want to put myself in a bad spot on it. And it means I don't have to move the camera. That's also nice. I was just saying that I don't feel like usually I can my 600 stitches in 2 hours. It's been 2.5 hours, but I'm chatting, and I'm okay with that. I think what I'm going to eat is like, okay, so you start with a tortilla and you put refried beans on the tortilla and then a taco shell. Where did my thread just go? Oh, here it is. And then you wrap that tortilla around our taco shell. And in the taco shell, you put in your taco stuff. But I'm out of taco meat. So the other day what I did was I used pork pieces. Pork burnt ends, I think is what it was called. And that was really good. It's very delicious. I think I have enough stuff to do one more. I have one tortilla, one taco shell. I put the lettuce on the bottom instead of the meat on the bottom, because that way the lettuce doesn't fall out of my taco shell. Hey, welcome. I never put cilantro on my tacos though. Cilantro tastes like soap to me. So I'm pretty sensitive to things that contain cilantro. It can ruin a meal for me. Like I can't eat it if it's present and accounted for. Although weirdly enough, there's a restaurant that serves like, I'm pretty certain it's cilantro rice, but it doesn't taste like cilantro to me. So I've always questioned whether or not they actually use cilantro in it, because I can eat that one, but I can't eat cilantro rice at other places. Cilantro is gross. Literally tastes like soap. Like, how can you eat a meal that tastes like soap if cilantro is present in it? Which is sad, because like if you get like street tacos, usually they chop up the cilantro in it, or they mound the cilantro on top of it, which at least is easy to take off when it's like mounded, but not when it's chopped up inside. But street tacos usually have different, like a variety of meats and things. So like I want street tacos, but they utterly ruin it with the use of cilantro. I remember somebody saying once that cilantro, so I guess I could see that makes it taste like soap. You know exactly what I mean. It's not just a strong flavor, but yeah, I can see a little bit of it, but no, well, not for me, but for other people. I'm always like, have what you're gonna have. Like, if you want cilantro, it's fine, but it's not happening for me. Sometimes the Asian salad mixes in stores, I have to check the ingredients. I learned that the hard way. Because sometimes they have cilantro in them and sometimes they don't. I don't usually eat fresh salsa like pico de gallo because of the cilantro, but normally normal salsas I'm okay, but some of the more fancy salsas they use cilantro, and so I do have to try a new brand of salsa. All right, Celia. Thanks for hanging out. Jalapenos, I'm okay with it when it's like already chopped up and like mixed and stuff. I don't do too much like fresh jalapeno stuff. Like jalapeno poppers. Ooh. Oh, here's a great story. So my brother one time made some kind of a jalapeno popper thing as part of a meal. And it wasn't like the main dish or anything. So like I had other things to eat, and I was like, well, I like jalapeno poppers sometimes. So I try, and I asked, I was like, is it is it safe? Like, is it too hot? And both he and somebody else who was there eating at the same time, they were like, oh, it's fine. Like, it's not bad. So I take a bite and it like burns up my mouth. I'm like, I need to cool down my mouth. Like, I think I had to spit out the food. It was so strong. And my brother like finishes eating my jalapeno and was like, oh, that was way stronger than any of the other ones. Like, it still had to have had its seeds sitting there, whereas all the other ones didn't. And so I just had like the really hot one and everybody else had mild ones. I have not managed to eat a jalapeno thing since then. Unless you're making like taco soup and you get like a can of jalapenos, pre-cut up jalapenos. I can do that, I think. Good morning, Angie. I'm actually going to be logging off really soon. But good morning. I have to eat in 32 minutes and I still need to eat something before I go. You crazy fool, I won't give in to you. I guess I just traded which song is stuck in my head. Baby Shark has not been stuck in my head once. Thank you very much. No, we've gone through a lot of songs today. We've gone through a lot. Okay. So where am I at? I did 550 stitches. It's at 51.71%. So I'm not going to take a picture because I think when I come back, how many hours from now? 12, 1, 2, about 3.5 hours. I will be back. Wait, it's 10:30. 4 hours. So in 4 hours, I will be back for another like 2-hour session, maybe 2.5. We'll see. And I'll be working on my bookshelf again. Look, you can see the candlestick like really well. It looks so much better on camera than it does in person. Because in person, it looks so flat, but it looks 3D through the camera. So I love that. I love how it looks like that. It makes me so happy. Okay, friends, thanks for hanging out with me. And I will maybe see some of you later. And if not, I love you all. So, oh, thank you, everybody. You get stitches filled in and it looks so cool. It's tiny though. Like, there's my fingernail. There's my pinky nail. It's so little. All right. Until later, everybody. Bye.